Well, German police have carried out first reinstated passport controls at border with Austria in an attempt to stop the influx of refugees. Hundreds of police officers were mobilised to carry out border checks. Meanwhile, Germany's rail service has halted train traffic to and from Austria for 12 hours. German officials say that the facilities to deal with the refugees are close to the breaking point. Around 800,000 asylum seekers are expected to arrive in Germany this year. Berlin's reintroduction of border controls is expected to be temporary. However, the move has dealt a blow to the European Union's open border policy, which allows the free movement of people inside the EU, regardless of immigration status or nationality. Well, to talk about this more, we're joined by radio host and political commentator Max Igan from Brisbane. Thank you very much, Max, for joining us. Well, Germany has played an exemplary role in dealing with the refugee crisis, opening its doors to those fleeing war and poverty. But then only a few days after saying that 800,000 migrants are welcome, Germany suddenly makes a U-turn.
Well, yeah, this is the way it's going. This is the way it's going. Look, this is so manufactured. This is such a huge topic. I mean, how long have we got to talk about it? This is such a huge topic. This whole refugee crisis is being manufactured. Europe's been set up for a fall. It's been set up for a fall. I mean, the whole Western world is set up for a fall through all this. All of these refugees are being manufactured. Like our Prime Minister here in his infinite wisdom is going and accepting Syrian refugees while he's going and bombing Syria at the same time. This is what's going on. It's all been controlled and brought about. I mean, this is what they're going to do. You're going to close all your borders, you're going to have checkpoints everywhere, and then they'll probably stage some terror attacks next year. And of course, we'll know it was the refugees because of the terrible ISIS members that were smuggled in. And then they'll just lock everybody down in police states and give everybody checkpoints. And this is the way it's going. This whole thing is a setup. It really is. You know, all of this conflict in the Middle East has been totally contrived. ISIS is totally Western run. It's going out there destroying all of these Islamic infrastructure everywhere. It's all the monuments, all the temples, all the mosques. It's preparing everything for the Greater Israel Project. They'll bring all these refugees into Europe so they can destabilise Europe, blame it on the refugees. It'll all erupt into race wars and martial law. I mean, this is such a setup. And if the people of the world don't wake up and see how they're being played with this, then we're going to go to a very, very dark place. I mean, there's so many things that are connected to all of this. And frankly, as far as I can say, I mean, I'm probably getting off topic here, but the people in Palestine, the people in Gaza have been providing the Western world with the mechanism to heal this situation since 2007, but no one is paying attention. Gaza is a war crime. It's collective punishment. It's a war crime, and this gives us the ability to rein all our governments in for supporting a war crime. It's a breach of the Fourth Geneva Convention. We can rein all of this whole system in one day if we pay attention, and we can stop this crisis from happening. And I've probably gone off topic, but like I said, this is a huge, huge issue, and I could talk about this for hours to try to get people to understand how they are being played with this.
Well, Max, talking about the refugee crisis, how is this going to affect their lives? What is not being talked about here is lives actually matter here, and these hundreds and thousands of refugees are fleeing war, they're fleeing poverty, which is a result of, unfortunately, some policies by big European countries, big powers of the world, and yet it seems that it doesn't matter at all.
Well, yeah, life is way down the food chain. We don't worry about life not unless it's economically viable to worry about life. This is the Western way. This is what we've become. We don't put any value on humanity anymore. We put in value on our systems and our economies and all of this sort of stuff that we've made up. And really it's just people here. It's just people on this planet. We have a humanitarian crisis of massive proportions unfolding right before our eyes. And we need to put the people first. We absolutely do. But like I said, we could stop this whole thing. We shouldn't even be bringing refugees in. We should be stopping the wars in these countries by stopping funding all these people, stopping sending all these arms there. Going and bombing Syria is not helping Syria. You know, how do you heal people by going and bombing them with warplanes and creating refugees and creating this crisis? It's ridiculous. It's like I'm living in an insane asylum. It really is. I mean, we've got to put humanity back at the top of the food chain, but we're not going to do it until the Western people wake up to themselves and rein these criminals that are running our governments back under control.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that really happens. Max Igan, radio host and political commentator, joining us from Brisbane. Thank you very much for your time, sir.